Okay, it's Friday. It is Friday, boys. That's that trade that I had on the stream yesterday got stopped out in a stinky break-even trade, which was a big pain in the arse, but well. Is everything? Oh wait, I need to turn the music down. Forgot to do that yesterday. Ugh. I've not really had much of a look at the chart other than earlier, but I'm unsure whether I want to use that wick or this wick. I was dug into that wick. Oh yes. Which one's bigger? 27, 17. I'll use the bigger one. I'm not overly sure what to go for. There's not exactly been an overnight consolidation, so we came back to your BNG about 3:30 yesterday. Yeah, I did see that. I deleted it off the chart now, but I did see that. Do we have any, like, right, let's just take this one chart at a time. We don't really have much pre-market liquidity. I mean, we have this sell side here. Oh, we have, like, no, like, relative equal highs, relative equal lows, you know what I mean? Where's midnight open? Actually, I need my midnight open and 8:30 open on the chart. There. Just below yesterday's PM highs, yeah. And then I mean, on previous day's high looks like a pretty nice target today. PM high would be here. Same sort of thing on, actually no, that's not the same. We're already beyond it. PM highs on ES. Yeah, I'm not overly sure what to look for really today, if I'm honest. Apart, obviously, like longs, but I don't have high hopes. I feel like this could be just an open and popper. Enkyo isn't taking it, but lunch highs next up on ES, yeah, and then lunch highs is. Oh, I know it's not lunch highs. And on NQ, it's basically lunch highs for previous day's high. On NQ, on ES, it's the highs that I was looking at yesterday. Opening in 5 minutes and we're already like pretty overextended. There's PM high. So yeah, if this opens and just cracks, then there's not much I can do, and I'll probably end the stream fairly early because I'm not overly like jumpy to take anything today, just with it being a no news Friday, and we have like we're opening quite high up, which is not great considering I want a long. We've also had like a fair move in London, or overnight I should say, not really in London. They're almost equal lows, but not. Almost, but not. They're equal lows, actually. Just clocked. Just spotted those. It's nice, actually, because that's basically the pre-market low. from the entire pre-market. So that's actually a nice place for it to retrace to for a long. Other than that, I don't really see much on on NQ. I'll have a look at ES. What's this blue line? It's a random blue line, okay. Yeah, it's kind of similar, not like as nice looking as NQ. I won't mark it out, I'll probably just have my focus on NQ today. Opening in 2 minutes. How are you doing, Mr. Journey? Oh my god, okay. I need to really remember this. This monitor with OBS, it's been glitchy. I know I've been complaining about this a lot recently, but it's really been doing my head in because it's getting worse and worse. I need to figure out why it's doing it and fix it because it's so infuriating. Especially because it's so inconsistent. It's like not doing it and then it is. But it's very annoying. I wonder if I can somehow try and fix it right now on OBS. Geordie! Welcome, Mr. Geordie. Because realistically, it's got to be something to do with the output. I'm going to try low in. No, because my recording's... So, well, let me ask ChatGPT quickly. Usually comes down to either CPU, GPU load, settings mismatch, or display capture quirks. It's not display capture, so it's... If you use... no. What FPS is this recording in? Doesn't even say. We have opened. Mismatch between your monitor refresh rate and OBS FPS. Where do I see my FPS on here? Because it doesn't say it anywhere. Aha. Oh, I can't edit it because I'm streaming. Okay, well, I'll try that after stream and see if it fixes it. Because god damn, it's annoying. Anyway. Yeah, I've got some things I can try to get it to fixed. First presented already on ES? No. Because it's... Actually. Yeah, no, never mind. Oh wait. No, okay, I think 9:30 actually is today's first presented on ES. I think it is on ES. I'm going to mark it. Just based off what I was looking at on the regular trading hours chart. Low-key actually looks like ES is 9:30, fair value gap is the first presented. And I'm pretty sure it is more likely to do it on no news days, so that's slightly more of a thing. Let me delete it, that, because 8:30 open's almost there. Oh, actually, I'll just delete the 8:30 open, because it's not as important, realistically. We're going to have a look and see what that first 9:30 fair value gap does on ES. It'll be interesting to study. I like just honestly longing towards previous day's high today. Yeah, it was already tapped, yeah. Indeed, it was, Journey. These fib levels down here are like a daily wick, by the way. I'm gonna make them bolder, just because I want to be able to see them a bit better. That's what they are. They're a daily wick. Daily wick levels. Same thing on NQ, all the way down here. Ranked to Tuesday's wick levels. Looking for 580s. Oh, that's a fair drop. 580s? Why be that? That's a very fair drop. Yesterday's London liquidity. It is Friday, but one thing I have noted is that we have already completed TGIF. TGIF has been done, so I'm not like anticipating a TGIF type of setup. It's already done it on both NQ and ES. If you measure from the high of the low to the high of the week, Wednesday's low to Thursday's high, you'll see that we did in fact already complete TGIF from this high up here, and then at about like 11ish to 1 p.m. like that's when you're gonna start anticipating it, and it literally completed it that like in the PM session yesterday. So TGIF is not a factor really for me today. Another thing to note also is that actually when that happens, when we've done a weekly retrace for like 20% after 1 p.m. on Thursday, whatever the high of the week is, typically that's going to be the high of the week, like it's the high of the week is in place, but not always, obviously. And I honestly would be willing to bet that that's not the high of the week. I would anticipate maybe a Friday high of week. I mean, we've already got like within 30 points of it, so still no first presented on NQ, sorry. Oh, I didn't even measure my opening range gap on my other chart. How silly. $93 to... Okay. Quadrants, bang. Quadrants, bang. So on ES, if that 931 isn't first presented, then this one here is, which is much smaller. So I'm going to have that one unmarked, and then the bigger one I'm going to mark, just because obviously I'm not 100% sure which is the better first presented. NQ is looking pretty hard, pretty tough, if I were to say so, because look how wicky it is on that 1 minute since we opened. We literally opened, look how nice these candles were pre-market, and then as soon as we opened at 9:30, so this up close candle here, look how like every single candle on the 1 minute has got like a wick above and below it, compared to all these nice candles pre-market. That's a sign to me to stay the fuck out for now. Lines up to 2 days ago, relatively good lows. Lines up to a good point to bounce. Oh, okay. Yeah, like I say, I'm not saying no. I'm just saying I would be impressed if it wants to get that low on a no news Friday as well. But I mean, I say that like NQ hasn't jumped thousands of points before in like split seconds. Anything can happen. So ES seems to be, okay, no, it has closed through it, okay. So we'll see if it wants to respect that higher 931. That'll be interesting. It's paused right at the midnight open as well. But if it goes up into that 930 fair value gap and then rejects, that'll be a pretty cool thing to note. Still no first presented on NQ. Equal lows as well now on NQ. They looked really nice for a short. Like a short, you know? Knocked the sellers out, maybe, going for that high. Looks like this is probably going to be first presented. This fair value up here at 940 on NQ. ES seems to be rejecting from that 931. I'm going to delete this one because I'm thinking that this 931 was the right one today. That's cool. It's cool that I was like thinking that it could be it, and then it seems like it was. And then is there a volume balance there? 940, yeah, there's a small one, so that's first presented on NQ. Now we have these relative equal lows on NQ, so now I'm thinking sweep. I'm thinking retest, sweep, maybe even sweep down here. And then I'll be happy to go take a stab at a long if I get a setup towards previous day's high. But so far, I can't really long anything in here. Nice if it leaves relatively equal highs as well. It doesn't really need to, but nice if it does. I'm going to change this to just buy side and then put it at like 10 so it's a bit bigger. I'm going to save that as a template. Save as buy side liquidity. Well, you know what? No, we'll keep it as minor, but I just want to change the. No, you know what? I changed my mind. It's just going to be BSL. Oh wait, I need to create a new one. There we go. And then you can go. And then let's apply that one. Get rid of the word minor. 10. Save as sell side liquidity. And then delete minus sell side. So buy side and minus sell side. So close below this, inversion, relative equal lows. I like that. And then highs. On no news days, macros tend to be a bit better as well, apparently. Not better, but more emphasis on the macros. So we have the first macro for the AM session in 5 minutes. I don't like that this is seemed to have found support at the first presented. I wanted it to break below it and invert it, and then come up and reclaim it. That being said, it could knock out these relative equal highs, then the lows, then go up. That's fine. I'd prefer for it to not do that, because then I have relative equal highs to target as well as previous day's high, but ES doing. So ES has rejected from that 931, that was really clean. Where was that sell side on ES? There isn't really any clean sell side on ES, to tell you the truth. We have like the 7, we can just use like the 7 AM low, I guess, which would be there. I mean, these are relative equal lows actually, we'll use them. That's basically the same thing that I'm looking at on NQ. That fair value gap there, to be honest, is actually like, if I was trading the first presented, that'd be a short right there. Stop at the high. If we take that on paper just for the fun of it. Not my model for my fundeds, but just kind of reading the price. Going into a macro as well, that's nice. ES is respecting it, yeah, you're right. Is it going to disrespect that fair value gap, or is it going to... No, it's going to disrespect it by the looks of it. Coming for my paper trade stop. So NQ looks like it's probably going to get the highs. Well, that was a fun paper trade. This is why I don't trade that model anymore, because I obviously... Well, to be fair, that wasn't even actually the model, although I'm sure the model was there on like a 15-second chart. That the model that I tried to make wasn't a model. The kind of the model that I kind of just made up on the spot. It had ICT logic behind it, but nothing, no like actual data or anything like that. We have SMT at the highs now. I'm going to take another stab short on paper, but put my stop like above the first presented, just for fun. Because I'm not entering anything on my XFAs like anytime soon, so we may as well just paper trade for fun. Like when I say anytime soon, like I need to see it come lower, so I may as well short for it to go lower on paper for fun before I'm looking to go long on my XFAs. Do you know what I would be interested to see actually? Where's that Tuesday high on ES? Did we like just tag that? Because that'd be pretty cool. Tuesday daily high. Oh yeah, look at that. 696 low, yeah, literally spot on the low. Oh, we've inverted this now as well. So it looks like I'm gonna close this paper trade just because I want to have a clean screen. Looks like NQ wants previous day's high, probably. So does ES, I mean, but... No sweep of, like, any real significant liquidity. Apart from, like, I guess those lows on ES, but... And no, like, no fair value gap, really. There was that tiny one, but... Currently got a big old SMT at the high, so I don't think it'll last. We did have SMT at these lows, to be fair. Like, you could argue that ES just knocked out all these equal lows here, I guess. Here comes previous day's high on NQ, and new high of week, or new all-time highs on NQ. Would that be all-time highs on ES as well? It would, yeah. Of course it would. Do. That Tuesday daily high was pretty cool though. It still hasn't inverted, like it hasn't come and retested the first presented on ES again. And NQ has left behind equal lows. Where would a discount be in this range here, actually? Let me just measure this, because I would probably long that on ES, if I'm being honest. It'd be from there. I'm thinking I long that just with slightly reduced risk, because it's not like a typical setup, but it is a setup. Absolutely is a setup. Let me just see. So from this range, bang. Yeah, it's going to have to be that 1 minute all the way down there that overlaps with that order block. Stop below there, so 5 point stop. I can throw 2 micros on that. NQ has swept previous day's high though. I will go ahead and just try it, but we'll see how it goes. That's why it's half a risk. It's one of them. 703.75, and then like as soon as ES breaks, as soon as ES takes previous day's high, that'll be limit order cancelled. I feel like I may as well try this though, because ES has swept out liquidity and has more room to the upside and reacted off this daily level, which is nice. Confluence. And I have a lot of PD arrays behind me on ES here, but we'll see. And it's left these equal highs as well. That's always nice. The question is, does it just come and tag me or does it come and tab the first presented and then go, or does it actually getting down to a discount on that leg? I'm trying from here. That's my entry. I'll take a partial at the high there, the high of day, and then leave a runner for previous day's high. If I get filled. I feel like I say that question a lot nowadays. If I get filled. I will absolutely note on this trade that NQ has taken previous day's high, but ES looks like perfect for a long, so it doesn't really bother me too much. And it makes sense that NQ would expand beyond, like, it's just broken high of the week. It's not going to just tip its nose above it. It's going to most likely properly push through it, right? I don't like this. I remember having like a different type of green and a different type of red on this. Yeah, that looks better. Just highlight this fair value gap because that's the one I'm trying to enter off of. Pausing it for first presented right now, so we'll see. I feel like once I've seen this enough, if it rejects from first presented, I'm going to start looking for if a displacement leg occurs, like if my model occurs, I'm going to look if the first presented of the session, or of the AM session for that day, if that overlaps with my displacement leg and overlaps with a fair value gap, because this overlaps with this higher fair value gap, right? I won't draw it from the body just because then it'll overlap, but this overlaps with this fair value gap. So, like, if that's the case, do I long from this one? Or do I stick to what my current rules are and just measure? Because, like, we had this little retrace in here, so I'm not measuring it from the low because we had like this sort of move. So this is the displacement leg here. And I, at the moment, just measure that from high to low, low to high. First fair gap I see that's in a discount if I'm trying to long is where I enter. Stop loss at the low of this. Here comes a fill most likely, unless it rejects from the midpoint it first presented. What'd be really nice is if it wicked me into the trade and then closed in the upper half. It's not got much time to do that, so maybe it did that on the next candle. If it closes in the upper half now, next candle wicks down. Doesn't have to wick down, but I'd prefer to see the bodies stay in this upper half. It didn't. That doesn't like make or break the trade, it's just something I'd prefer to see. I'm thinking surely I get filled on this at least, right? Not like, obviously not like surely this trade pans out, but surely I get filled at least. Doesn't look like it would turn and run away from me now, so yeah, there we go, that's me filled. Let's put the take profit up at 19.75, that's previous day's high. And then partial at these, the high of day. And sell that. Like I say, it's a half my usual risk just because I'm not confident on this Friday, and I don't want to max out my risk on a Friday where I'm down on the week. I'm at the moment down a little bit on this week. I don't want to go and take a full loss and then have to think about it all weekend. Whereas if I do take a loss and my risk was minimized, then I can be like, okay, at least I minimized my risk. If I win, then I'm green on the week. So yeah. Enter the stress of the most important part of the trade, or the most stressful part of the trade for me, right at the entry. I'm just going to sit and hands off the mouse and just watch. I just realised I've actually got all my shit on the screen all fucked up, so let's just delete all that, because that's not needed anymore. And we'll watch that, and we'll also... Yeah, so NQ is at previous day's high already, or like already hit it, so that's the only thing that obviously would fuck me up here. I'm on side as far as bias, and if that fair value gap can hold an NQ and make a new high of day, then we're winning. The other reason for me to halve my risk on this trade would be the fact that it's a no news day, and typically no news days I don't perform as good, especially in the latter half of an FOMC week. No news Friday. TGIF has already been met. There's already been a 20% weekly retracement on the week from Thursday's high, so there's lots of reasons for me to absolutely not take this. Obviously, I'm not going to absolutely not take it. I will take it, but there's at least enough of a logical reason to reduce my leverage. And if I lose this trade, I'll be... Really, this is the only valid, like super valid entry. Or this was more valid than the trade I took before stream on Monday. And that was half risk because I was aware that that wasn't a great entry. But this is probably my... Unless I was to trade the FOMC AM session, because I paper traded that and that was really, like, actually really clean, at least initially. That would have been the best day of the week for, like, as far as, like, what my model could perform. But if not, then this, if not for that day, which obviously I didn't trade, I paper traded that in the Discord. But yeah, this is the clearest setup, let's say, I've seen this week. Also, once I get those relative equal highs taken, I'll go to break even if it pops above those highs. Because there's not really much point in me leaving a contract that's like negative. I'll just go to break even on it and see if it wants to get to previous day's high. Ugh. So that fair value gap held up on NQ, which is nice. So we'd expect a new high of day on NQ now. Let's take rid of this previous day's. Oh, get rid of that previous day's high and just whack this to the new buy side for NQ. You would assume that that's going to reach for that, right? If it's reacting nicely at the fair value gap there. We're in an okay bit of profit here on ES. We are in a macro actually as well, I just realised that. This feels very similar to the trade that I didn't end up taking, or the move that happened yesterday. It just hasn't swept as deep into the overnight session. James Lid, what do you want? You just cooked. What have you done? Are you a millionaire? Please tell me you are. Plus 1k, god damn. That's crazy. Fair play, fair fooks. While driving. I bet you're buzzing. I'm not in a position to feel your joy right now because I'm too stressed about this trade. I've been on a losing streak this week. Not a losing streak, I had one loss at the start of the week. One break even yesterday, but it was a really frustrating break even. And then this. which is so far playing out okay, but would prefer it would play out a little bit more okay, because then I can be hear the voice now just saying I'll listen to it after the stream. Oh, I'll be on this stream for like another. I'll be on the stream until this trade is played out, and then I'll go on my Snapchat and listen. So I was thinking maybe it could do this because we have made very slight relative equal lows here on ES, but that's as far as I would really want it to come down. I won't even mark them up because it's just too small. But we also have this fair value gap below us, and then obviously my stop below there. Where's OTE on this, roughly? That's kind of both of them. Let me drag that buy side back over here because it's a bit in the way there. If NQ starts breaking lower, that's gonna... Okay, no, it has jumped back up into the fair value gap. I was gonna say, if NQ started disrespecting this fair value gap, I'd get a little bit worried. I mean, there is a really... Yeah, I'm gonna change it to this 2 minute, because that just looks a lot nicer. I just realised that this 2 minute actually is probably the fair value gap I should have entered on, really. On ES. Yeah, that 2 minute was actually... So, if I had moved it to the volume imbalance, it would have been... Would it have just been tagged? To... no, would have filled just short, so I wouldn't have even been filled yet if my entry was down there. That's interesting. Do. I think I need to stop voicing what makes me, like, what the most stressful part of my trade is, because when I seem to do that, it seems to do it more often. When I voice the fact that the most stressful part of a trade for me is when it's dancing around, like, where I entered. And I swear to God, since I've started admitting that, it feels like it's doing it even more. Like, this entered me... I got entered at 9:09, and we're currently 14, 15 minutes later. And we're still hovering just above my entry. And funnily enough, I think I feel worse that it's hovering just in profit than it hovering in drawdown, because I feel like when it's hovering in drawdown, you kind of just accepting the lot. You like, obviously you accept the loss, try and accept the loss at least before you even enter the trade, but that's a lot of times easier said than done. And for me, at least, if it's hovering in drawdown, I'm gonna be more accepting of a loss, whereas when it's hovering in profit, I'm thinking more like, oh, please just carry on in profit. There could be like so many documentaries on just like studying traders' brains when they're in trades, because goddamn, I'd love to have a peek inside my own head and just look at the like the things that are happening when I'm in a trade versus when I'm like not in a trade versus when I'm thinking about getting in a trade. This looks like a bull flag. Kind of worries me. What are you boys in the chat saying? Would you be in this ES long, or would you be hands off, or would you be fading and shorting against me because NQ's popped above previous day's high? I want your guys' opinions on a long. I just realised we have this order block here as well. I'm not sure if that's a valid order block though. I'm not sure if it would be this one instead, because this one gets lower, but I don't know. I'm gonna not mark that up just because I'm not sure which is maybe okay, on the 2 minute, that's kind of more clearly an order block. We're in drawdown now. I'm still short on ES, okay. So Journey is fading me. Journey is preying on my downfall. Ooh, missed your stop on one tick and now I'm BE. Okay, at least you can't lose. I can still lose. I've probably done your head in me saying that this is like probably my most valid trade of the week, Journey, and you're against me. Probably like, no, Brad, it's your least valid entry. You're not comfortable in this long at all. How do you feel, Journey? Do you feel uncomfortable, comfortable? Out of 10, 1 being like shaking with fear, 10 being like big chilling. Like 10 is like this. Like just absolutely at peace. Ugh. Oh, it's a paper trade. Okay, no matter. I can't really ask you then that question because it's different being on paper versus on 5 copy traded funded accounts. The stakes are a little bit higher. It's a paper trade. Friday triple witching menace minces me up though. Dumpy's been trying to short NQ. Like I say, NQ could go down for those equal lows. And if it does, I'm going to stop trying to short once. Because I tried to long yesterday once NQ had like hit the price level, like the kind of point in price that ES I was targeting yesterday. NQ had swept obviously straight away because I was trying to long towards it. So I probably am going to just say to myself, like, look, you need to stop chasing the weaker index just because you want to get filled. Like, just accept the fact that it's like done what it needs to do. And that probably, well, I mean, that would have talked me out of yesterday's long, which didn't even go bad. It went to break even. So, okay, here's NQ breaking down. We do have this big 2 minute though on NQ. It did close below that though, so that would have finally been me filled if I was entering on the 2 minute. That's like a 2 minute OTE on NQ or on ES. So really, I'd hope for upwards expansion from here. If it breaks down, I'm most likely getting stopped. Yeah, I feel like this big 4 minute, 5 minute got disrespected, or is about to be in a minute. So maybe I'm losing this one as well, which is just going to be sad, to be honest. I'm not too bothered because again, it was my model. This 2 minute obviously would be like the perfect entry, but I was looking at the 1, and the 1 was still a valid entry, and it was like what fucking I entered it. It's like a 1.5 higher, 6 ticks higher. That's not anything to be crazy about. Vaseline the BNG now. Oh yeah, NQs are the BNG now. Journey short on NQ from 797. That's a nice place to be short from. Feels like ES has just been so lackluster, like the past couple days. It's just been slacking, whereas NQ's just been fucking like doing NQ things. Zoom into its targets, and ES is just like it's like the rabbit in the hare. The rabbit in the hare, the tortoise in the hare. ES is just like, oh, no. And don't give me the fucking the tortoise won the race, because I'm not trying to hear that right now. Come on, come get me. Come get me then. Come get my money. Or lack thereof at this point. This 1 minute is my final beacon of hope. Slash this 1/2. I'm looking at the 1 because it's a bigger range. That is my one hope, is that NQ's dropped into first presented now, so nice place for NQ to bounce off and continue higher, but also a nice place for NQ to just say, like, you know what, I want these lows now. If NQ had popped way more above previous day's high, I'd like to think that I wouldn't have taken this long. But the fact that it literally ticked above it, like how high above it did it get? Like 6 ticks. It literally popped its nose above it, and to me that says that like we're gonna dig deeper on this. Messing with my heart. Now back into, well, break even now. This is messing with my brain cells. Vaseline worked, it's going through smooth, spoke too early. You did indeed, Journey. You did indeed. Let me knock that position over a bit, just because I don't like it being like right next to price. That was the other order block. I'm going to mark that one just because it's the lower one. So it gives me the most room for error, but that's an order block. Did it get the high of it? Oh yeah, it looks like it did just tap the high of it. Which is, like, that's a valid order block level. The high, the open, and the midpoint of the entire range with the order block is the 3 levels you want to have noted. But really, I mean, really this is the order block, right? That's the main order block, which just so happens to be my stop loss, basically, but oh well. This is more of a propulsion block. Come on. Please. I'm on my hands and knees begging right now. For some upwards expansion. How do you move the tool with your keyboard? What do you mean? What tool? Do you mean, like well, any tool, like a drawing? You mean, Coop? How do I move drawings with my keyboard? If that's what you mean, it's just the arrows. I'm just clicking the arrows on the keyboard. Up, down, left, right. So we got a reaction there, not as yeah, that's how I do it. Literally just click on the drawing and then just press your arrows. You never knew that? I always thought that was kind of, I don't know, that was just made like logical sense to me. Oh, you don't have arrows, okay, yeah, that makes sense then, why you like didn't realise. What kind of keyboard you got that doesn't have arrows on it? I thought every keyboard had like the little like, you know, the little 4 arrows, a little up, right, left, up, down, left, right. I want to see what ES did in this run up here. It did knock out the PM high, so that is something to be aware of. Which I did actually like delete, but oh well. Oh, it wasn't even PM high. PM high was, yeah, no, never mind. PM high was like not even a thing really for ES, so that makes sense. I'm kind of needing this to start getting a move on now because otherwise I'm a goner. This has been chilling and I need to stop trading ES and just go back to NQ because I can't deal with this like slowness. It's honestly more stressful because look how nicely NQ has moved from the same point in time. Look how much further NQ has moved higher than ES. Oh damn, Coop. Hitting them, you're cracking 90s with that keyboard, yeah? I want to desync my, is it? No. I want to desync my data range because they're like just different range candles. I don't want them to move in tandem. Yeah, look how nicely NQ has moved here compared to sucky ass ES. I'm gonna no, I'll keep that there just because it's where I entered off. Oh, I just realised that this 2-minute order block was probably what I should have just anchored it to. That's much easier of an order block to determine. Upwards expansion on NQ. Yeah, ES, go. NQ's going. Fucking get up there. ES just sits in this range while NQ makes a new high of day, I'm going to be fuming. Get up there, ES. You have no reason not to. NQ's the one with the the relative equal lows below it, like close. So if anything, NQ's the one that you would think is like trying to get down there, and ES is trying to get up. But it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Look how much upwards expansion we just got in NQ, and ES was literally moved like a couple ticks higher. Ugh. I'm gonna fall out with ES. I'm already falling out with it. I feel like I'm gonna get stopped simply because every time NQ seems to retrace, ES drops, and every time NQ pumps, ES just stays at the same place. So ES is just slowly going lower, and NQ's obviously going higher. But like I said before, the most stressful point for me in the trade is when it's hanging around where my entry was. And for some reason, it just keeps doing it. That's what I get for trading ES, I guess. On NQ, I would have been filled, stopped, and I'd have been entered, take profit, and stop loss all hit by now. Because I'm on ES, I'm just fucking slowly drooping down to my stop loss. It's like, look at that. We just dipped into that fair value gap on NQ. Let's drop on the 1 minute. We just dipped into, oh no, it's not even there. We dipped into this 2 minute fair value gap on NQ. And during this big run up, we got like a few candles here. Even this candle though was like a big up close on NQ and just tiny on ES. And then now that NQ's retracing into like a logical level, ES is just dropping lower, almost. It's a real triggering thing, because I'm just like, NQ's going up, ES, sort yourself out. Like, if I get stopped on ES and NQ makes a new high of day, I'll be quite angry. Well, not like angry, but you know what I mean. I'll be annoyed. I'll be angry. Have I run out of music? I think I have, yeah. I'll not run out, but I need to like press this thing to it includes all the other ones. Oh god, don't ask me for that, I don't know that. Okay, why are you now going up when NQ is just like sleeping? Make it make sense, boys. Make it make sense. What did I need from this? I needed just doing admin whilst on stream. Doing family admin. I don't know if my mate isn't in the stream anymore. I've just seen all his Right, please just stop me out now, or go up, go somewhere. Please. Do something. I'm getting ready to close this. I'm getting sick of sitting in positions and I'm going nowhere for half an hour. What do you boys think? Give me your honest opinions in chat. I've been in this trade for 35 minutes and it's like a handful of ticks in profit. I'm getting really, I'm just so done with like this market. And why is it whenever I enter, like, you know what I mean? Feels that way. Like, look at all this clean movement we were having. Nice upward, nice upwards movement, big upwards push. Comes, fulfills Brad, and goes to fucking sleep. Like, what's that about? I don't know who's watching this stream and trying to fuck with me, but I don't enjoy it. You're tired of your damn shorts, we all just close, and then it'll move. Are you short NQ? Or I think you're short NQ, aren't you? Yeah. I should have longed NQ and you should have shorted ES, Dumpy. That's what we should have done. I had an emergency at work, and to be honest, tilted on one. Ah, damn, that's tough. My issue is I want to get out of this because I'm sick of being in it, but I know that if I get out of it, I can't deal with the... I can deal with it, but it's so frustrating if I get out of it and then it moves, you know what I mean? And NQ, like, to me, NQ, from this first presented reaction, looks like we could maybe just get, like, this little retrace here on, like, this 2-minute fair value gap. And then continue higher for a new high of day. We're getting a macro in the next 13 minutes as well. So, I mean, I've sat through half an hour. What's another 13 minutes? Right. My headset is also hurting my head at this point. Oh, you god, yeah. I forgot what the witching thing was. It's the options exploration. You're right, yeah. I remember you said that in the other stream. I just forgot what it was when you said it in this stream. Acting like I've seen in the past, price hangs around, so... Writing contracts, selling call and puts makes money from the theatre time decay. Whole tips, yeah, that makes more sense now. Actually, Journey. Options expiration / rollover, yeah. Yeah. That makes a lot more sense now. Okay, now I'm actually thinking about getting out of this trade. I'll sit in it because it's in drawdown. I don't really want to get out of it when it's in a bit drawdown. I'd rather just see it completely lose, or if it wants to come back up. I don't know. Do I just sit in it, or do I sit in it, or do I just call it a day? It's 20 to 11. We'll see what the macro does, because the macro gives some nice upwards movement. Then even actually, it was like 5 minutes before the macro, which is weird. I'm gonna delete this thing off my screen, the open position, because it's above my head. Yeah, okay. I will sit in this trade and just. But thank you for pointing that out, Journey. Definitely something to make note of in this day. Will I even be able to survive until this macro hits? That's what I'm wondering now. Nothing's getting respected on NQ. These civvies didn't get respected to keep it lower, and then the BISI didn't get respected to keep it higher, so. But it's just moving lower regardless. I may as well fight this 2 minute because, like I said, it was down here before, so. And it got back up, but this looks like it. I feel like this is going to stop me out. It just looks like it's finally breaking. Yeah, that's going to get me in it. Yeah. Oh my god, boys. I'm struggling at the minute. I'll tell you what. I'm struggling. I don't know what to change, but something needs to change, because I've been on a fucking losing streak for so long, and it's getting... Like, I'm really burning out. Really burning out. I'm only down 1%. I'm down like 1R, because both the trades I've taken this week have been reduced risk. And then I had one break even, but it's just been such a fucking tough week. Like, I really need a green week next week. I can't tell you how much my psychology just, I need even just a fucking winning trade. I've not had a winning trade in the past. Let me go on my. This isn't even gonna work if I show it on there, so let me just do this. Is this gonna like pop across? Yeah. I'm still positive on my balance, at least on the main funded. Negative on 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and on the other, I'm positive on 2, negative on 3, just because of the way, like, when I passed certain ones and stuff like that. But like, when was my last winning trade on a funded? Not had one this month. Since coming back to my funded accounts, I've not had a winning trade. I've had 1 break even and 4 losers. I've had 2 break evens and 4 losers. 3 losers. 3 losers, 2 break evens. No winning trades in the whole of September. And it's really, like, the 2022 model is a model that is so, like, it's not an everyday type of model. It's just not. So the fact that I'm not getting a trade entry like most days, and then when I do, it loses, and it doesn't just lose, it loses or break evens 5 trades in a row. I don't know. Struggling. Mentally struggling and not ashamed to admit it. And like, I've been trying to go long. I've tried to go long twice this week, and we're at all-time highs. Like, I'm not fighting my bias, I'm just timing it wrong. Feels like the AM sessions, literally, like I said this in stream yesterday, it feels like the AM sessions have just done the opposite of whatever the fucking bias is. Like, we're literally getting all the expansion for all-time highs overnight, and then it gets to the AM and just drops. Same thing yesterday. I mean, yesterday was just like, you know how yesterday went. It was fucking the chop of the century for the rest of the day after I got filled. But yeah, that's a little look into my brain at the current moment in time. Like, why did ES do this big expansion up here if it wasn't going to continue it? You know? Oh, did I just click my headphones? Have I just fucked up the... No, I think everything's fine. I fucked up my hair, that's what I did fuck up. Ugh, yeah, I don't know, boys. It's not a good week to be me, if you're trading. I've got the chat covered as well. Ugh. Today sucks too, nothing good to say about it, even if my target's finally hit, yeah. I tried to short and got out so many times, I hate sharp. Fucking so do I, Dumpy, so do I. I'm sorry, Brad, I felt that even with 50% win rate, but getting out too early on wins and holding losers, moving stops, go touch grass this weekend. You know, you don't need to keep quiet, Journey. Timing everything, yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I say, if I don't get a green week to finish September off, I'm gonna be in a real bad place mentally. A real bad place. I've not had a green week on these XFAs since May. I mean, granted, I haven't traded them properly since July. And even in July, like, that was when I was banked, like, sometimes I was trading evals, sometimes I was trading the XFA, so that was a real, like, bad idea, really, to be honest. But, like, this year, Jan was a good month. Jan was my best month of the year, but my risk was also increased in Jan, so it makes sense that I made more. I probably made about the same percentage returns as I have in my other green months, but Feb was green, Jan was green, March was slightly red, April was same, slightly red, May was green, but May only covered one of the red months, it didn't cover both of them. June, slightly red, July, very slightly red. I've just been bleeding, like, these accounts, I've just been bleeding my P&L. It's not like it's dropping off a cliff, it's just, it's going like on a downward slope. I'd call moves and reaction levels, and when I'm not... I'd call moves and reaction levels, and when I'm not in, it hits target, like overnight, something it get... Yeah. The brain fog I can so relate to. I think I'm mainly beat up about that trade yesterday as well, that NQ run, where I can call the moves, right? Like I said today, previous day's high looks nice. I can call the moves, I just can't seem to time them. Or at least I'm too late, or I don't know. I don't know where I'm fucking up. But I'm obviously, like, it's me that's the issue. I know that. It's not the way I'm trading or, like, anything else. It's me. I don't know, boys. I don't know. I don't know what more I can say. All I can say is, like I said, I'm gonna need a green week in next week, and if I don't get one, what's my stats on, like, my stats are skewed, but because I've not been tracking them properly. But my stats on the year for this is a 42% trade win percentage, 42. I'm break even on the year basically. I'm in profit, but basically break even. With like a 1.5 risk to reward on average. We all feel this way when things, yeah. Yeah. Just sucks, doesn't it? We all know it sucks. .8, 1.48, where have you got that from? I'm gonna definitely take Monday off next week. I'm gonna just do something else on Monday next week. I don't want to trade it. Yeah, I'm gonna finish up on the stream and go and touch grass or do something to get my mind off this week, because I really do need to do something. But yeah, I hope you boys enjoyed the stream. Sorry for being a bit of a fucking negative one, but this is the reality of trading, I guess. And I've got to go listen to a voice note from my mate who popped in the stream to say hi and said that he made a grand on like he doesn't trade, he more just like invests. But oh, that's gonna be funny after a week of me getting beat up. Yeah, I'm gonna head off, boys. I will catch you Tuesday next week. I'm gonna spend Monday just literally doing anything but trading, and then I'll be back to the stream on Tuesday. Let me put this over back here where it belongs. I need to journal this trade as well, actually. That's another thing I need to do. But yeah, I hope you boys have had a better week trading than me. I think a lot of you boys have. People are saying, I feel like a lot of people have actually been green on this week. But yeah, I will catch you boys next week. Appreciate you all for coming and hanging out with me.